Welcome to Beyond the Scoreboard with Eric.
And Blake.
This is episode 2 called Free Agency World.
Yeah.
So, Blake, I'll let you start off this episode.
Yeah. So we got franchise tags. Brian Burns, Panthers, but now he's with the Giants. Good linebacker. He made eggs too. Great defense. Dexter, Kayvon, Brian Burns, Deontay Banks. Got solid defense. Got Jalen Mills as a safety because of Xavier McKinney left for the Packers. So, good defense, I hope. Offense needs some work, but a good defensive piece for 5 years, $150 million, 87 of that guaranteed. So, solid player.
That's a bag. He got the bag for that one.
Yep. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
Well, what do you think about Antoine Winfield Jr. getting tagged?
Solid player. Does his job correctly. He knows what he's got to do. He rightfully deserves that franchise tag. Good player.
I agree with you. He's one of the best safeties in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, behind Minka. But anyway, let's get on to the meat and potatoes with Tampa Bay. Mike Evans is staying with the team. He extended for 2 years, $52 million.
Mr. Consistent, knows what he's got to do. He's 30 years old. He'll keep going. He was with Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield. He knows what he's got to do in situations. He's a great player.
Yeah, I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. Now he's going to have the same exact quarterback throwing to him. Baker Mayfield also got his contract extended with the team, 3 years.
Yeah.
For $100 million, and about half of that is guaranteed.
Yep.
What do you think about that one? What do you think of Tampa Bay sticking with the quarterback?
He's good. He obviously proved it. Don't doubt him. Great guy. They're just trying to repeat from where they were before, but go even farther to do better.
I agree with it. Tampa Bay's got them a decent offense. I think they need a running back, though. Because Rashad White is not cutting it anymore.
Yeah. But running backs you can get in the 5th round, 4th round. So
yeah, we'll see what they can do.
Have the money. Yeah.
Now, what do you want to talk about next?
Justin Madubuike. Defensive tackle, Ravens, solid player, interior man. He'll get after the running back, quarterback. He'll do his job properly, correctly. He's a great player. He showed it this past season.
Yeah, no doubt. He's one of the best defensive linemen in the AFC. So he's getting the bag for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's getting over $100 million.
Well deserved.
It's definitely well deserved.
Yep. Next we have Josh Allen, not the quarterback, but from Jacksonville, the linebacker edge rusher. I wanted him to come to the Giants, but we signed him with Jacksonville. Great player. He knows how to get after the quarterback. He knows what his job is. He had how many sacks did he have actually? Josh Allen.
I know he was top 5 in sacks last year.
Yeah, he was top 5 multiple times. But he had 17.5.
17.5 is a big number. But TJ Watt was the sack leader last season. He should have won DPOY.
Nah, Kayvon Thibodeau should have won it.
I disagree with you there.
I know.
Well, let's bounce into more corner position, right? Obviously, the Bears also franchise tagged Jalen Johnson, who's one of the best corners in the league right now.
Yeah, he was good. He's
been good, and he also got the bag.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
4 years for $76 million.
He's a good player, man. He's a good player.
I couldn't agree more. Now, with the Chiefs, Jerry Sneed was franchise tagged.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know
know.
how I feel about that one either.
Well, I heard that he might get traded, but I doubt it. They're gonna probably keep him. You know, they're trying to repeat from where they were.
Oh,
But
they want that three-peat.
they want that 3P badly, which I kind of hate. But you know,
Well, I mean, everyone except for Kansas City wants them to lose. So
yeah. No, but good player, solid. He's a good corner. You
I
know,
couldn't agree more.
they produce well.
Now, what do you
But
think of? I'll let
what?
you go. I apologize. I'll let you discuss the next topic.
Oh, so to signing people that got signed is that Dalton Schultz to a 3-year, $36 million deal. He did really well. And you know, there was an interview. I forget how long ago it was, but he said that the Cowboys, when he was on the Cowboys, that it was like a playpen or something, like a zoo, I believe. So I found that a crazy statement. But no, he did really well for C.J. Stroud. You know, veteran guy. I want to say maybe veteran, but he's been in the league for a couple of years. I like him, Dalton Schultz. I like him as a guy,
Yeah, I think he
as a
deserved the
player.
money that came to him.
Yeah.
Do you think he deserved the money coming out of?
I think so. He worked hard, didn't he?
Oh, he definitely did. Now, here's someone I don't think deserves it.
Who?
Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz.
He's getting $5 million for 1 year.
Yeah, $5 million. The team makes more than that in a day. It's fine.
Yeah,
And
the thing is,
he's a Super Bowl winning tight end. You know, the famous play of him diving while he's juggling the ball. He catches it, touchdown, helps them win the game. He's a great player, good veteran guy. I'm sure he's gonna be a veteran key piece to that team because you know they got Dan Quinn's got something going down there for that team. So you never know. I mean, the Commanders are splashing in free agency.
they definitely are. Now, here's something that I loved when I heard about it. Mitch Trubisky left Pittsburgh. Well, he got cut,
He got cut.
and then the Bills signed him to be the backup to Josh Allen. What do you think about that?
That is questionable.
It's definitely questionable because he did not look good at all last season.
Yeah, no, he did not look good at all.
He was.
But
I'm gonna say average at best. He was.
But 2 years, $5 million. That's a steal, though. I mean, come on, you're getting him for nothing.
That is a very factual statement. Now, what I don't agree with is letting Jordan Poyer walk to Miami. I mean, sure, Miami fleeced him, but what do you think about it?
You know, it's like, you know, Saquon Barkley, you know, going to one team to your rival team in the division. So it happens, but you gotta remember that there's a business side to it, and that you just gotta let it go. I mean, I still hate it, but you know, you just gotta let it go.
You're never gonna let it go, are you?
I'm not.
Because you can never fully let go of it.
Nope.
Well, speaking of Saquon, well, where would you rather have him go? And anybody in the division, where would you rather him go?
None of the above. Is that an answer?
That's not an option.
Any team in my division?
In the division. So it's either Washington,
the Giants.
Dallas,
in my division, the Giants.
Or Philly. No, those three are your options. Hey, New York, let him walk. They don't deserve him.
He wanted more guaranteed money, so you know he couldn't offer him that. Even though
you could have franchise tagged him.
He didn't want that money though.
Regardless, there was a lot of
maybe the Eagles. Maybe go to the Eagles.
So you would rather him go to the Eagles out of the three?
Yeah, I hate the Commanders. The Commanders always stink. I hate the Cowboys. I hate the Eagles. I don't like any of them.
Well, yeah, they're a division rival.
If I wanted him to have the most success, it's probably the Eagles.
No, there's a lot of stuff that happened in free agency this week.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cross-division rival trades and signings. Now, that's just an example of one of them. Poirier's another example. Now, there's also Aaron Jones getting released from Green Bay and then going to Minnesota. What do you think about that? How do you think he's going to perform in Minnesota?
I like it. They just need a quarterback.
That is a very factual statement. Who do they have? Dobbs?
I don't know.
Nick Mullins?
Yeah, they have Mullins. I mean, they got Justin Jefferson, but you need a good quarterback because he went. Not Joe Flacco. Kirk Cousins went to the Falcons. And speaking of the Falcons, there was as of today, March 14th, there is a investigation going on with the Falcons and the Eagles.
I haven't heard about that.
You haven't?
What does it have to do with their trades?
There was tampering. Prior to free agency, they were talking to each other before they were allowed. I believe. I'm not sure exactly, but I know the NFL is investigating the Eagles getting Saquon and the Falcons getting Kirk Cousins because of the GM spoke to him, gave him an incentive to come over before free agency even started, and so something like that. But the NFL is investigating it, so the Eagles and Falcons might lose a pick or something for doing that.
Is there any way that the NFL can get those trades essentially annulled?
I don't think so. And I don't think so because as of today, obviously March 14th, the Saquon had his interview already with the Eagles, and I'm sure if there was a really big incident, he wouldn't have been there to say hi to everyone, meet and greet, have his press conference. So I'm sure that's not gonna be taken away. But maybe a draft pick, maybe not for this year, but maybe next year, 3rd round, 4th round, whatever. But there is currently a investigation going on with those two teams, requiring Kirk Cousins, Falcons, and Saquon Barkley to the.
So it's with Kirk too.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins. Yep.
It's so they're they tampered with them.
Yeah, tampered. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I really want to know if that comes out to be true.
Well, it already came out as the NFL is investigating.
Well, yeah, because of allegations, but they could be false allegations.
They're not false. They are most likely true. Because I believe because I think the NFL wouldn't be investigating that clearly was not an issue, and if there's any little rumors, because the NFL is not going to do, oh, I heard this, or I heard this, but clearly this is a bigger allegation, and there's been rumors going around, and I think there is something going on, and the NFL is investigating, but that's all we can think about right now. The NFL is investigating rumors or whatever you want to think, but there's something going on with the Eagles and the Falcons.
And I mean, it's just all in due time. We don't know what's going to happen. It could be false. You never know. It could just be completely wrong.
And speaking of the Eagles, Brandon Graham is coming back because obviously Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelce both retired. Jason Kelce was my favorite player on the Eagles. Now since he's gone, I kind of don't like anyone now. But Brandon Graham coming back, he's getting older, but he's still producing at a high level, so good for him, So
100%. Now there's someone who's old there's somebody who's old who got essentially a second shot.
Who?
Jonnu Smith going to the Dolphins, and he's getting $10 million over 2 years. Which,
to be fair, I believe the Dolphins want to make a signing because they lost a lot of players. Christian Wilkins to the Raiders. They lost a lot of players. I know. I just
they needed to get somebody back.
Yeah. They had it not look like the Cowboys not do anything.
Yeah. Rather than them getting taken away, they needed to bring somebody in.
Because but But back to like I mentioned, the Cowboys, they did nothing except forget what the re-signed their long snapper
They
back,
re-signed their long snapper, and
but they
then
got Eric Kendricks.
Eric Kendricks did get taken,
Yeah,
and I think that's a
he was,
1-year deal.
on top of that, I forget what team he was gonna go to. The Cowboys, I believe, before the he was gonna go to a team, and he made that decision to go to that team, but then rumors got spread, and then he changed his mind. And then now he's on this, and now he's on the Cowboys. But he was going to a
Where
team
was he supposed to
prior.
go?
Ah, you
It
know,
wasn't back to Minnesota, right?
so the 49ers, that's what it was.
Oh yeah,
He was gonna go to the 49ers.
him
Yeah.
and Warner would have looked good, man.
We got Dre Greenlaw.
That's true.
I
That's
feel,
a fact.
I feel bad. He got injured in the Super Bowl, dude. That killed me, dude.
Yeah, torn Achilles. I
killed me.
mean, he did it to himself.
Yeah, but come on, dude. He's just running onto the field, and just like that, the game's over for him.
Well, I mean, the same thing also happened to Jalen Phillips. He tore his Achilles rushing the play.
It's bad, dude. It's bad.
It was bad. It was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dispute that. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Now,
But oh, sorry.
no harm done. Now, the Saints really haven't done much in the free agency as well. But I can tell you that they did extend Tyrann Mathieu. They extended the Honey Badger for another 2 years, and he's getting about 13 to 14 million, and that's about 8 to 9 guaranteed.
Hey, they're in the positive. They're in the positive now in cap. Because they were negative. That. They were negative, so hey, that's a positive. You
but
gotta
with
take
the
a positive.
salary cap increase, it helped.
Yeah, I know, but still, after the cap increase, they were still.
Well, yeah, you know what helped them getting into the positive?
What?
Michael Thomas got released.
Oh yeah, he was.
You know why? Because he failed a physical. So, I don't know. You saw what was coming to him. Anyway, what do you want to talk about next?
Kevin Byard was on the Eagles, now on the Bears for a 2-year, $15 million deal.
Now, you got to keep in mind, he was with the Eagles for half a season.
Yeah.
They shipped him off immediately because he was in Tennessee. Last season. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was saying that, he's just been shipped around, They try to make it work with him with the Eagles, but the Eagles got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. Obviously, this was before Kevin Byard got, traded, but got sent over to the Bears, but, they needed someone for in that spot. They got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, and that's going to help their depth and defense, so they didn't mind Kevin Byard walking because he probably wanted more money, so they let him walk, and I think that was a smart decision.
Now, another thing is that he started last season in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And they made a direct trade, him for Terrell Edmonds, and then a few draft picks between the two of them.
Yeah.
Philly didn't give him a chance, man. He's honestly not that bad as a safety.
Yeah.
He's a pretty decent safety, but I tell you, Philly treated him wrong. So, you know what they go and do? They went and signed a guy who talked so much shit about them.
Oh, yeah.
And then took a pay cut, essentially. Like, he came back for less than what he was when he was in Philly before.
That was stupid of him.
It was very stupid. It was extremely dumb.
We're not businessmen, obviously, because two college kids, did it for a reason, not clearly. But, hey, he's making money, though.
What can you do? What do you want to talk about next?
I think you should mention this topic.
Okay. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Russell Wilson, who I mentioned in the last episode that him and Tomlin couldn't coexist in the same offense.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yep.
Unless he changed his play style. Which I'm hoping that's what he can do in Pittsburgh. And we got him for a deal and a half.
And what was that deal?
It was a year for $1.2 million. Now that may
Isn't that
not
like
seem like a
isn't that the
lot to him.
minimum? Isn't that like the minimum that
It's like a
teams?
veteran minimum contract. Yes.
Yeah,
So it looks more like a rookie contract that was 1 year. But the thing is, to him, it doesn't seem like a lot, but he's also getting a lot of money from Denver, too. You got to keep that in mind. Denver's paying him over $38 million because of that dead cap money issue.
yeah.
Because
No,
they
yeah.
released him, and based on his contract, not only that, they had to pay around $5 to $10 million just to cut him. And
Mhm.
now they're still paying him $38 million because of that dead cap
Yeah.
for the year. Which what do you think? What do you think about this move, Russell Wilson to the Steelers?
It's good. It's good. You know, you got a Super Bowl quarterback. That defense is very good. Russell Wilson, he had a rough start, and then got it together, but still rough start.
He had his
I
ups and
think he's
downs in Denver.
I think he's going to really make it hard for Kenny Pickett, and I think they're gonna fight over it during this offseason.
Well, who do you think is going to win the starting job?
So right off the bat, it wouldn't be an issue for me if Kenny Pickett started because you're barely paying Russell Wilson anything. If anything, he can be a guide for Kenny Pickett. But I think ultimately Russell Wilson will take that spot from Kenny Pickett. But it'll be good though for him, maybe, He'll learn from a veteran and then let him walk probably the year after, and Kenny Pickett will start again.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a hot take if I've ever seen and heard one. Very controversial. I think Pickett is going to win that starting job.
Okay.
Because, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to just go without reason. The reason is Pickett is going to see this. Sure, he may see Russell Wilson as a guide, but he also sees him as competition. And he's in his mind, he's thinking, okay, this is my last year. That's what he's thinking. He's thinking that this is his last year and that he needs to produce like he did in college. He can do it, but will he do it? That's the one thing I don't know. I don't know if he
You also
will do it, but I think he can do it.
you also
Give
have
me
to
Kenny Pickett to start over Russell Wilson. What do you think? Do you agree with my statement?
well, I just got breaking news on ESPN. This just in, the Steelers, an apology if I am saying this incorrectly, the Steelers re-signed defensive lineman Montravius Adams on a 2-year deal.
That's a good deal.
By
Montravius
Adam
Adams is
Schefter.
good.
By Adam Schefter.
So is that your inside source?
No, it's not me. I have an inside source guy, but it's not Adam Schefter.
Is he better than Schefter?
No comment.
Okay. Who is it? Is it Rap Sheet?
No. But move on.
Okay.
Russell Wilson. You
And
have
I
to
know
remember,
what I said. I know what I said in the last episode,
you
though.
have to remember that you mentioned Kenny Pickett in college. College is different from the NFL.
It is.
So
It is. I'm not saying it isn't.
We will just have to see.
If he plays the way he did in college, he could earn that starting job.
Yeah. Well, Daniel Jones can earn his spot if he, play better.
Daniel Jones was mediocre at BYU.
All right.
He had one good bowl game where he didn't have an incompletion, and they won that game. But that's it. That's all I've seen. But regardless, I know what I said in the last episode where I thought that they should get rid of Kenny Pickett.
Eric. You just offended me.
I did?
Yeah. Daniel Jones, BYU?
Yes.
He went to Duke.
Oh, that's right, he did. I'm thinking of Zach Wilson. Because they're pretty much the same quarterback because they both suck.
Okay. All right.
All right. Anyway, moving on. I know in the last episode I said that Kenny Pickett should be released. He should be cut, but he's given a lot for the team. I think he has one more year.
Yeah, but you know who's doing a lot though for their team? Chris Jones, a 5-year, $96 million deal. That is an absurd amount of money.
That's an absurd amount. Now, he did hold out at the beginning of the season.
He is a bulldozer. He is a bull.
Who just dozes. Yes, I got it.
Just like Dexter Lawrence. But I'm not comparing.
You're not comparing? Well, I'll make you compare. Who's better?
Oh, okay, that hurts. Well, Chris Jones has been in the league a lot has been producing a lot more than Dexter Lawrence. You know, Chris Jones won 3 Super Bowls already. Was he on the 2019 Chiefs team?
Yeah, but they won 2.
I know, but I'm saying that, like, they won
this I'm an idiot. Season. I'm an idiot. Yes, they did win 3.
Yeah.
I think he was.
I mean, Dexter Lawrence, his PFF grade has been the highest this last season. I think Dexter Lawrence is I'm not going to say right now he's better than Chris Jones, but I think Dexter Lawrence can develop into Chris Jones even better. Because looking at PFF grade and how he played, not even this season, but this past season, the year before, I think Dexter Lawrence can be at that level with Chris Jones.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about it. I think Chris Jones is better right now.
Yeah, no, I'm saying right now, but because of his PFF grade with Dexter Lawrence, he has been increasingly getting better.
Every season.
He had the highest PFF grade as a defensive lineman. So I think he can definitely get up there with Chris Jones, and I do believe he will be better than Chris Jones. Dexter, sexy Dexy.
I like it. Now, let's shift a little bit. Michael Pittman Jr., right? After getting franchise tagged, about 2 to 3 days later, he got a contract, and he signed it for $3 years for $70 million. 46 of that 70 being guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Do you think he was underpaid, overpaid, just right?
For me, I love Pittman. I watched him in college. I believe he went to USC. I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
He was a great route runner. He has talent at that position. He does his job correctly, responsibly. And I watched, he had a YouTube channel, I believe, did vlogs early in his NFL career. Very nice guy.
Now, that doesn't answer the question.
What's the question? Sorry.
Do you think he was underpaid, overpaid, or just the right amount?
I think just the right amount.
I think he's overpaid. Look, look, he's a good wide receiver. And I'm not saying he's overpaid. I'm saying that he could have taken a little bit less. Because this deal makes it to where he's making about $25 million a year. So that's another thing that you got to keep.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Breaking news. Again. NFL free agency alert. We were just talking about the Bucs earlier, weren't we?
We were.
Former Bucs linebacker Devin White is signing a 1-year deal worth up to $7.5 million with the Eagles.
That's huge.
Yeah. Per Adam Schefter, of course.
And again, that's not your inside source, right?
Nope.
Okay.
No. Mm-mm.
Someday you're going to tell me your inside source.
No.
What do you think about that? I like it.
Dude.
I think he's going to belong in Philly.
Dude, he's a dog. He's a dog.
Definitely a dog. He deserves that. Dog. He deserves it.
But, back on track to where we were. Speaking of the Eagles, DeAndre Swift left to go to the Bears on a 3-year, $24 million deal.
He's a dog too.
They can let him go. They got Saquon now. But Bears are stacking up.
I'm telling you this right now. DeAndre Swift is a dog, and he will perform in Chicago. I can almost guarantee it.
He's a dog.
He is a dog. Now, you know who is a dog? He's a big dog, but he's still a dog. Christian Wilkins. Major deal to go to Vegas. Yeah, 4 years. Forget this. $110 million.
I would love that money.
I think we would all love that money. If we had that money, we would still be doing this podcast. But we would have so much more fun with it. Now, Christian Wilkins, big dog. Still a dog. Now, he's a big dog, but D-O-G, but he's a dog, D-A-W-G. That's what he is in my eyes. 100%, hands down. What do you think? What do you think of him? Like his play style, his inside rush, his pass rush. What do you think of him?
He's good.
That's
He's
it?
A player. Yeah.
Plain and simple, cutthroat. I like it.
I mean, the money's speaking volumes, isn't it?
It is. He's making more than Matabike. So. Now, you know who else didn't get enough respect? Gabe Davis. He didn't get enough respect in Buffalo. And now he's going to Jacksonville for $39 million across 3 years. Do you think he is going to show his true potential as a wide receiver 1/2 in Jacksonville?
Sure, why not?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, they got Christian Kirk, so I mean, I think he's a WR2 guy.
I think he would work way better in the slot. Gabe Davis, him in the slot.
Isn't that Christian Kirk's job though?
In the slot?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was Calvin Ridley's.
It was.
Now, I'll let you discuss the next topic that we got.
The Cowboys running back, Tony Pollard, left for the Tennessee Titans for a 3-year, $24 million deal.
And they have done nothing about it.
Because as we know, Derrick Henry went to the Baltimore Ravens. So they needed someone to, try to cover that spot. And they got Tony Pollard. He's a good addition. Not a Derrick Henry bulky type, but, Tony Pollard got the job done. He was good. And we have to just see how he produces with the new team, with Will Levis.
Now, before we shift gears, I want to talk to you a little bit about Will Levis. What do you think of him?
Well, if there's one game that I can't remember, I forget what week it was. It was the week when the Giants played the Packers. The Dolphins played the Titans, and the Titans led a final drive, and Will Levis, just one photo of him like hyping himself up. You see the veins through his muscles. Dude, he's got a strong arm, dude.
Now he gives his muscles. He reminds me a little bit of Rosas, who used to be the kicker for the Giants, because Rosas had biceps. He had big arms. He's jacked.
Okay.
So is Levis. That really speaks to his strong arm, but I don't like him. You want to know why?
Why is that?
I don't like him as a quarterback. I don't like him as a person. He puts mayonnaise in his coffee. If that doesn't scream disgusting to you, I don't know what will.
Hey man, people do their own things,
That may be true. But I can tell you, I don't know anybody who puts mayonnaise in their coffee. Now, let me stop jumping the gun a little bit. I like Will Levis as a quarterback. I don't like him as a person. Now, I do like somebody as a person. Deion Dawkins is re-signing with the Bills, right? 3 years for $16.5 million.
Deion Dawkins. Dude, I love Deion Dawkins.
I like
He
him
did. He
too,
did.
man. He's
He did.
he's like a
He did.
cuddly guy.
He did something for I believe for his community. There was a documentary about it. He's a great guy. He's a great dude. I love it.
Oh yeah, no, 100%,
Really good
100%.
player.
I like him. He's like a
Mhm.
cuddly guy. That's what he is.
Yeah.
You know who isn't a cuddly guy? Jonathan Graynard. He's not a cuddly guy. He's a
He
mean
went to
guy.
he went to the Vikings, I believe.
Yeah, he went to the Vikings. He got a bag, but he's a mean guy. He's going to the Vikings for 76 million across 4 years, but 42 of that guaranteed.
Hey, I didn't watch that much of the Texans a lot. Wasn't he on the Texans prior?
He was.
Yes, I don't really know that much about him, but clearly put the money where the mouth is, So clearly he did good. And that's all I gotta say about him.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, like, he didn't get a lot of recognition either, but
Also, on top of that, Danielle Hunter went to the Vikings. I mean, to the Texans. So that is a great replacement.
talk about replacements. You're not wrong. 2 years for 50 million? It was?
Yeah, and I think 58 of that's guaranteed. Like that whole contract's guaranteed, basically.
Yeah, I mean, for 2 years, he's getting a bag. So,
But the
I
Packers.
mean, speaking
Let's
of
talk
the
about the
Packers,
Josh Jacobs is the Packers for a 4-year, $48 million deal because Aaron Jones left.
they released him literally 15 minutes after they signed him.
Yeah, but you know what? Also just came out. AJ Dillon is staying with the Packers.
He is?
From what I've just seen per inside source, he is staying with the Packers.
No.
As of
The
this
thing
moment.
is, I feel like your inside source might be wrong. He looked like a top candidate to go to New York.
I know my per inside source did say that, but he's staying with the Packers.
Anyway, Josh Jacobs, a new running back 1 in Green Bay. What do you think he's going to do?
What I think who's gonna do?
Josh Jacobs.
Dude, what the Packers did last year, they're doing even do better now with Josh Jacobs.
It's very true. That's very true.
Per inside source, more breaking news. Lions defensive tackle DJ Reader agrees to the terms of a 2-year deal. He was on the Bengals, but he is signing with the Lions.
That's huge.
Another alert. Alan Lazard is available for trade options to the New York Jets.
Ooh, interesting. He didn't get a lot of playing time in New York.
He did not. Also, more breaking news. Per inside source. The Seahawks are signing linebacker Tyrell Dodson.
Oh, I know about that one. I knew that one was coming.
Yeah, well, clearly it came, didn't it?
It did. You know, there's somebody in New York who didn't get a lot of recognition until Philly looked at him and then gave him a deal. Bryce Huff is going to Philly.
My dad's a Jets fan and he hated that. I had to tell his sad heart.
He's going there 3 years for $51.1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a lot, considering for a guy I've never heard of until I saw it from Schefter.
Yes, Schefter, of course.
Now, this one is a blockbuster if I've ever seen one, Blake. Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta.
Ooh, that agent's got to be good.
Oh, yeah, I believe he's definitely paying that agent.
Even Cam Newton even said he's got the best agent. Because if you look at his playoff stats, he's won 1 playoff game in his whole career. And he's getting that much money. Bravo to his agent. Bravo.
Oh no, his agent definitely got a major payday for that one. Kirk Cousins is going
Yes,
to
indeed.
Atlanta 4 years for $180 million, with $100 million of that being guaranteed.
Correct. Dude, this free agency is wild. But hey,
100%.
well deserved. But there is an investigation going on, as I mentioned earlier, between the Eagles and the Falcons because of a scandal of them talking before free
The
agency.
tampering.
Yes.
So I mean, we'll just see. We'll see what happens with that.
We'll keep going. Robert Hunt signed a 5-year deal for $100 million.
Good lineman.
He's
going to the Panthers, right?
Yeah. The Giants wanted him. I wanted him as a Giant. But hey, 5 years for $100 million.
Yeah, because the Giants need a lineman.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next point to prove that. Devin Singletary is going to New York. 3 years for $16.5 million. But how is he going to run the ball with no line?
So, I will answer this question for you right now. Per inside source on my phone. Because, I'm always on my phone for my sources, So, Devin Singletary will be wearing the number 26. Did you know that?
Yes.
So, there have been a couple things that the Giants have done. All right. So, we signed John Runyon Jr.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
So, we're clearly trying to do something with the O-line, which we desperately needed. So, he signed with the team, as well as Devin Singletary, as we mentioned, Brian Burns, a great team, a great player, a great everything. Including, we got Jermaine Ulemorano. I cannot say his last name. It is very hard.
You got it right.
Yeah. Oh.
Good to sound it out.
The Giants got him, O-lineman, from the Raiders. So we are clearly working on it. We're trying to find pieces. Tyrod Taylor left to go to the Jets. We got
Yeah, what was his deal on that one? He pretty much just crossed the street, Tyrod Taylor.
Hey, I'm happy because my dad, I want the Jets to do good. If Aaron Rodgers gets down, Tyrod Taylor can do the job. Look what he did in New York. Giants. But, Devin Singletary back to the Giants. Devin Singletary, we got new line pieces. Devin Singletary's positive. He's a good guy. I hope nothing but the best for him as our running back one.
But Tyrod Taylor, he pretty much crossed the street.
Hey, but he's a good player.
He is a great player.
I wish him nothing but the best.
I think he's better than Daniel Jones.
I wish him nothing but the best.
I think he's better than Daniel Jones. What do you have to say about that one?
Continuing. So, McKinney went to the Packers 4 years, $68 million. That sucked, but we got Jalen Mills to back it up. Too much money. Giants couldn't compete that. With how the contract worked with Brian Burns and all, how they want to go about with this offseason. Just couldn't work. It sucks, but
gotta do what you gotta do.
Inside of the NFL. And yeah. But on other news, though, a player that I like a lot, Gardner Minshew is going to the Raiders for a 2-year, $25 million deal.
I like that one. He got a lot of recognition this season. He played out of his mind.
He did.
It wasn't enough, but they did.
But
now here's someone who had a terrible season and is essentially getting a second chance. Austin Eckler.
Dude. I have always had him on my fantasy team because he's been so consistent for my fantasy. But he did not do good this past year, dude.
He did not. I was so mad. But he's getting a second chance in DC. He's going to the Commanders for 2 years, and in return, he's getting $11.43 million.
Did you know that Justin Tucker and Jake Elliott are making more money than him?
They are. He is.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I mean, I find kickers to be more valuable because it can make or
Okay.
break a game.
Okay.
Now, here's someone who is, in my opinion, the king of the quarterback sneak. Jacoby Brissett was in New England, left, and traveled around. He's found his way back. He is going back to the Patriots for 1 year, and he's getting 8 in return. What do you think about that one?
He knows that place well. He knows it well. Let's see. Let's see what he can do.
I can't wait to see what he can do. He's probably just going to come in for QB sneaks. And that's about it. But regardless, let's continue along the string of quarterbacks for just a little bit. Sam Darnold, no backup, in my opinion. He's going to the Vikings for a year and getting $10 million in return. What do you think about that one?
I mean, we didn't really see him to play that much, so I mean, we really can't go off of that much, really. But I think he's a solid backup to someone, so we have to just see what he does.
100%. And then for the final one, we're staying on the string of quarterbacks that haven't gotten the recognition or they're a backup. Marcus Mariota, that quarterback out of Oregon, was in Tennessee, left, and went to play in Atlanta, and then left, went to play for Philly, and now he's going to a division rival in DC for $6 million for a year. I don't know how to feel about that one. I feel like if anything, he can prove himself.
He was on the Netflix series called Quarterbacks.
He was. That's very true. And
It
that was
watching him in his
that was talking about
Atlanta.
when he was in Tennessee and they beat Kansas City.
Also,
one wild card round anyway.
Also, him and being on the Falcons that year.
Yes, 100%. Now let's shift gears a little bit. Mike Gesicki, a dude who cannot Grady to save his life.
He'll get practice with Jamar
Chase.
Absolutely.
He's going to the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I think they're underpaying him. I think he's a decent tight end. He's getting $3.25 million for a year, but I think they underpaid him. What do you think?
I think, he knows what's best for himself. They just didn't give him a number, and he chose it. Clearly, it was the best amount of money that he was gonna get from any other team. He knows that this can be a winning team and a Super Bowl team, so he wanted to go to a Super Bowl winning team, and that's how much money a Super Bowl team was gonna offer him. So that's where he wanted to go.
I agree. Now I consider this a blockbuster trade, and I think you might too. Joe Mixon, okay, great running back, probably top 5 in the league right now. Got released and then moved to Houston to go play for the Texans.
I want to say probably go to the Texans, but Mixon is a great addition to CJ Stroud's team. 3 years, $27 million. I'm happy.
I couldn't agree more.
Mixon. It would be a great guy for CJ Stroud to learn under.
100%. Now you talked about Devin White and how he's moving to Philly, correct?
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
And now, well, before that one happened, Shaq Barrett left, and he's in Miami now. He's getting a maximum of $9 million for a year. Now, that's not the final contract. That's what the max is. You can't get more than $9 million. But I think it's a great addition to that Dolphins defense. They needed something there, and they got it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll let you introduce the next one.
Mooney to the Falcons. And what's his first name again? Mooney
Darnell.
is Darnell Mooney. Thank you. Wide receiver going to the Falcons on a 3-year, $39 million deal. He was on the Bears.
And now he's in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Justin Fields is going to follow that footstep and leave Chicago? Not to go to Atlanta, but just to leave Chicago?
We will have to see. Probably not.
I don't think so either. I think he's good where he is. He just needs an offensive line. That's it.
A lot of teams.
Now, here's one of my favorite.
A lot of teams need an O-line.
100%.
But I'll let you introduce this new topic.
This next topic is probably my favorite deal in free agency so far.
What is that?
Patrick Queen, a Ravens linebacker, is coming to play for Pittsburgh. And I love this trade. I love this signing. 3 years for $41 million. What do you think about it, Blake? What do you think about it?
Dude, that's a great play. That defense is good. Now it's better.
Now, there's one more piece that has yet to happen. Justin Simmons. If we can get him to come to Pittsburgh,
with
that
Minka?
Defense, him and Minka at the safety positions.
That's a dirty defense.
It's going to be the Legion of Boom all over again.
Okay, you are just incorrect. But, yeah, people have opinions.
What do you think?
I think they're not the Legion of Boom.
I meant the no-fly zone.
No-fly zone? Wasn't that the Denver Broncos back in 2016?
No, that was the Seattle Seahawks. With Earl Thomas, Sherman.
That was Legion of Boom.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be the mini Legion of Boom.
Oh.
Well, him and T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward, Quan Alexander when he comes back.
That's crazy. Cam Hayward, alright, bro. He's old. He's still an amazing player. Hey, he won Walter Payton Man of the Year. I love it, but dude, he's getting old. He is getting old.
Well, okay. Joey Porter Jr., Dante Jackson now. That defense is elite. If they can get Justin Simmons, that defense is complete. And that's a fact. That's a known fact. But anyway, I'll let you introduce this next topic, Blake.
Jameis Winston. He loves eating those W's. He is moving on to the Browns on a 1-year deal up to $8.7 million.
He's going to be eating those L's now.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
The Browns did also get rid of Joe Flacco, because Joe Flacco went to the Colts on a 1-year deal, $8.75 million, and then guaranteed money being $4.5 million.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to see what they do in that quarterback position, but I'm sure Jameis Winston just took that slot of Joe Flacco. But no one will repeat what Joe Flacco did. Not Jameis Winston.
Well, you I don't think you realize this one, Blake. Drew Lock is going to New York.
I came and knew about that a while ago.
Well, he's going to the Giants for $5 million for a year.
Well,
we
had to do that because of Tyrod Taylor, because Daniel Jones is still injured, technically. We don't know if he'll be back for that week 1 game, because people develop, their body's all different. So with his injury and how he heals is different. So hopefully Daniel Jones comes back. Second of all, Tyrod Taylor left. So when he left, we had Daniel Jones and Tommy Cutlets. Now I gotta admit, Tommy Cutlets, dude. When he won against the Packers, that following game, I had cutlets with my dad and my mom, and we were watching him cook against the
Eagles?
I forget what team it was. No, it was against the Patriots, I believe.
He did not cook. Regardless, he's done.
I had some cutlets with my parents watching Tommy DeVito play, and it was awesome. I had a great time. Back to what I was saying. So without Tyrod Taylor, we had Daniel Jones and Tommy DeVito. So we needed someone to fill in that third gap for Tyrod Taylor.
You think Tommy DeVito is going to be the backup to Daniel Jones?
No, Drew Lock will be. Since
he
came
in the second spot.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Because that's a controversial hot take if you think about it. Now, anyway, this one was recent. This one was today, Blake. Curtis Samuel is leaving D.C. and he's going to Buffalo to play for the Bills. 3 years for $30 million.
Good for him.
I like it. I do.
To replace Gabe Davis, that's really good. Good for them.
I like it.
Good for him.
I'll let you introduce the last two for this section.
So, as we know, the 49ers lost in the Super Bowl. And one of the key pieces was Eric Armstead. He's leaving for Jacksonville for a 3-year, $51 million contract. Very interesting for him to leave. And Deebo Samuel also posted on X of like eye emojis, like he was insane that he was leaving. On top of that, Deebo Samuel is changing his number to number 1. So we'll have to see how that defensive works now without one of the greatest players, defensive line being Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
But the next topic, this is not a player. Well, used to be a player for the Giants. Dan Campbell got extended to 2027, which I thought was really awesome.
That's really good.
He was a former Giant. He was a former Giant as well, which is even cooler. He helped bring the team to the 2000 Super Bowl, I believe, against the Baltimore Ravens. He was a third string tight end, but anyway, he was a Giants player, so I love him for that.
Yeah,
but I'm glad for him.
He deserved it.
You know what's crazy to me though? You know what's crazy? A couple of years ago, the Tennessee Titans had this player named A.J. Brown. And he wanted money. They wouldn't give it to him. During the NFL draft, I forget what year it was, but they traded him away during the NFL draft. And now, a couple years later, you signed Calvin Ridley to a 4-year, $92 million contract. Do they not know that Calvin Ridley's good, but he's not $92 million good?
That's a very true and accurate statement. And it's only $8 million less than what A.J. Brown wanted when he was in Tennessee. As well.
I think that is crazy for what the Tennessee Titans paid for him.
Well, I'll introduce this next topic. And I'm not particularly...
This one might kill you, dude.
I'm not particularly happy about this one.
Want me to do it? I'll be glad to do it.
I'll do it. Might as well. You gotta move on and get into business. Mason Rudolph is leaving Pittsburgh. Where is he going? Tennessee?
Yes, he is.
He's going to Tennessee for 1 year, $3.62 million. Now, I don't like it, but again, I've learned that it's business and you need to move on. Because he was going to be number 3, probably.
Yeah.
That's just it. You want to do the next one?
That's just it. Yeah. Bobby Wagner, Seattle Seahawks linebacker. He's going to the Washington Commanders on a 1-year, $8.5 million deal. $6 million of that being guaranteed. Now that is a very good deal because you got a veteran linebacker. You know, he's just there for the money now. You know, rallying up that team. You know, Dan Quinn being a great defensive scheme player. He worked with Dan Quinn a while back ago. I'm sure that he will be a great addition to the team defensively. But that is all that we have. As for the re-signings, free agencies. But now we're going to go on to the release stage point.
Now, there's not much. But
there's not much as of today. And I'm sure there are some that we have not obviously seen or covered. But from what we both got is that Seattle, and I'm going to keep going, Seattle Seahawks are getting rid of Quandre Diggs as safety and Jamal Adams as safety. Also, they lost Bobby Wagner. So a lot of key pieces leaving. That's huge. And honestly, as we mentioned earlier, Justice Simmons is leaving. Eric, I know you want to see him go to the Steelers badly, which would look very cool. But a team that had a splash in letting people walk of releases. Now I'm gonna go. Jordan Poyer, safety for the Bills, Tre'Davious White, corner for the Bills. Mitch Morse, the center for the Bills. Siren Neal, defensive back for the Bills. Deontay Hardy, wide receiver. Nyheim Hines, running back. They lost a lot of players.
They released a lot of players. They did that willingly.
They released a lot of players.
Now here's something that's a little bit unwillingly, if you don't mind me interrupting, Blake. T. Higgins is requesting a trade out of Cincinnati.
After the franchise tag, yeah.
He never got franchise tagged.
No, he did.
T. Higgins did not get franchise tagged.
Okay. He felt that after they came to a deal, that he felt that they were not being serious with how they went about things after. I believe he did get franchise tagged. He did not feel that he was with the team. He didn't feel like he was a part of the team because after that franchise tag, so I believe he didn't get the recognition. Because after a franchise tag, you got to talk about another contract for next year. Because a franchise tag is only 1 year, so they did not feel that they never engaged with him about the future of the team. He doesn't feel like that he belongs, so he's requesting a trade. And the reason why I believe he did get franchise tagged is because he would have automatically been a free agent already. But because he got franchise tagged, now you need to get a request to trade for him now because he did get franchise tagged.
He has 1 more year left on his deal.
1 more year left?
That's why he didn't get franchise tagged, and that's why he's not a free agent right now.
Okay.
I may be wrong. I don't know. But regardless, that's the main point
He wants to leave.
He wants to leave Cincinnati. Hey, come to Pittsburgh. Hey, I'm not hating.
Come to the Giants.
He's more likely to go to the Giants than the Steelers, but I would love to see him in Pittsburgh.
Well, that's not happening.
Now, here's something that hurt a little bit. The Steelers released Patrick Peterson after getting him in free agency last year. Now, I don't hate it. I don't love it. But I think it was time to go. His age is getting to him. And Richard Sherman happened to have the same thing, where he could not compete with these young receivers. So they let him go.
Well, happens. But Jimmy Garoppolo, he's leaving the Raiders. He got released. Same as Mike Williams, wide receiver on the Chargers.
Now that one surprised me the most. I don't know why they did that.
I think the Chiefs are going to pick him up.
If they do it, they're three-peating. If they get Mike Williams, they're three-peating.
But moving on from that, the trades that I have so far seen, obviously the Brian Burns and the Giants. And
then we talked about the Deontay Johnson, Dante Jackson trade as well.
Yeah. And for the Giants deal, it was since the Panthers franchise tagged them, we had to give them a deal. So we actually got them a lot cheaper because the year prior, the 49ers offered the Panthers the Rams offered a first year, another first year, and a second round pick.
It was a first, a second, and a fifth.
Well, no, they offered a lot. They offered a lot more. The Rams and the Panthers denied it. We basically got Brian Burns for Leonard Williams. Could we give up our second that we got for Leonard Williams in the fifth? So we basically got Brian Burns for the trade. We got Leonard Williams for Brian Burns, which is crazy.
100%.
But Jerry Jeudy is going to the Browns for a 5th and a 6th round pick.
Which is a fleece.
The Browns, yeah, that is great. The Browns, Amari Cooper did amazing. Now you got Jerry Jeudy. Dude, that's a good wide receiver core.
100%.
But you know what is funny?
What?
Mac Jones going to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a 2024 6th-round pick.
That one's
That
funny.
is the
And that's a
funniest.
fleece.
That is so funny. Couldn't you believe it? Looking back, Clemson quarterback and an Alabama quarterback in the same room.
They played against each other, right? Potentially. Maybe not. I might be wrong. But regardless, they fleeced New England. And the Browns also fleeced Denver, too. So keep those in mind.
But, moving on. The Commanders. They are giving up Sam Howell to the Seattle Seahawks for a 4th and 6th-round pick. And for the Commanders, they will be getting a 3rd and a 5th.
I like that
year.
trade.
It's fair.
It's definitely fair. It gives Sam Howell the chance to earn another starting chance.
And also, Geno Smith is getting old. You know, Sam Howell might need to come in there and start winning games.
Who do you think is going to take the starting job in Seattle?
I think new head coach now, so we'll see. We will see, but I don't know. I think Geno Smith will take it again.
Now, here's something that I didn't expect to ever happen. This is a while. It's been a while since I've seen a trade like this. Desmond Ridder is going to Arizona for Rondale Moore, straight up.
Good.
It's a good. You think it's a good trade?
No, I just wanted Desmond Ridder out of
Atlanta. Good, yeah, 100%. Blake, I'll let you kick off the final topic here.
Well, my dad would be very happy. Although the Jets did have this guy back in 2021. But Morgan Moses. That's a cool name. In a 2024 4th-rounder are going to be changing with the Jets. And the Ravens will get a 4th and a 6th back. So I think the Jets got a good old lineman here. They need it badly. Because Aaron Rodgers, let's hope he can stay for 6 snaps instead of 5.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Honestly, way more. But with Morgan Moose coming back to the Jets, a reunion, I'm sure he's a lot happier now to come back to a better defense, a better offense. I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
This is only day 4 of free agency opening up. Clearly, there will be more free agency signings as it progresses, because of what just happened. We got 2 alerts per my inside source. So, more will be coming. And this was our episode on free agent signings and trade rumors and everything going around retirements around the NFL. Eric, do you want to say anything about that?
No, I don't. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, a lot.
Well,
all right.
Thank you for watching episode 2 of Beyond the Scoreboard with Eric
and Blake.
Free agency world is not done, but
no,
we are done with today's episode. We hope you enjoyed.
Yep.
Goodbye.